There's no shortage of great reasons to live in Las Vegas, and you're about to get a full rundown of why millions of people choose to call Las Vegas home. So this is my follow-up video to the one I did not that long ago about why you guys should not move to Las Vegas. I told you I would tell you the flip side, so I'm gonna tell you guys all the great reasons to live here in Las Vegas, and I'm a licensed agent here in the state of Nevada, so if you guys want, there's going to be a link down below. You need help in the home buying process, you fill out that form, and another agent on the team will get in touch with you, and they will help guide you through all that step-by-step, phone calls, hand-holding process to help you get a new home here in the state of Nevada. So let's go ahead and dive into this. First and foremost, the thing that's on a lot of people's mind when they want to go live somewhere is the weather. And this is coming from a guy who moved here from California. I moved here from San Jose, California. So when it came to the weather here in Las Vegas, I gotta tell you, I like it, okay? I like the weather here. Yes, in the summertime, it's hot. I'm filming this in July, right? The sun is down now, but you guys see I'm not like drenched in sweat as I'm sitting out here. I'm coming to you from Craig Ranch Regional Park in North Las Vegas. So you guys can see baseball fields behind me. There's a practice going on. There's some pickup basketball going on here, a very big park. I found a picnic area that's not being used. So there's other picnic areas too where people are barbecuing and that sort of thing. So this is perfect for talking about the local life here, and whether it's Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, or Henderson in the Southern Nevada area. And the weather here is great for it. There's so many people out, so many families out and about. You've got the ice cream truck out here serving snacks to kids and that sort of thing. So, you know, the weather's great to be out here at this time. During the summer, during the day, yeah, it's gonna be hot. 100, 110 plus degrees here. But nighttime, sun goes down, it's actually pretty tolerable, okay? Even in the other months like the spring and the fall, September and October are probably the best months for weather. But even November can be warmer, even December. There's times where like, it doesn't start to get cold here by Vegas standards until like a week before Christmas. It just kind of depends on how the year goes. So we have about 300 plus days of sunshine a year. This is a great spot to be for the weather. The springtime does get windy, and in the winter it can get below freezing at night. And we do usually get just a little bit of snow, just a little bit every year. But weather overall in general, I like it. If you're coming here from like the Midwest or Northeast or Canada or something like that, there's a good chance you're really gonna like it too. The next few things we'll talk about are all about finances and tax related. Okay, this is a big one for a lot of people coming here. So we got a few different points I wanna make. So the big one that a lot of people are aware of here in Nevada is there's no state income tax. Only a handful of states in the US have this, and Nevada is one of them. That's because we have such a huge tourism and hospitality sector that the sales tax that we have here that's pretty high is largely paid for by the tourists who visit. So that's a huge reason why the state does not have a state income tax, is because it makes so much money to compensate for that in sales tax, largely from the tourists here. So it's very different than a state like where I lived, California, which has the highest income tax in the country. So California, New York, other places with high state income tax, yeah, you're gonna love it here in Nevada. The third reason, tax related, is also as low property tax. This is one that lots of people are not as familiar with here in Nevada because they're just so used to the no state income tax. But Nevada, if you ever look it up, depending on the report you see, I've seen several that will say that Nevada has the fourth lowest property taxes in the country. And the state's known for overall having a lower tax burden in general. It's one of the things it commonly ranks as in the U.S. as being one of the lower tax states just in general to live in. And again, a big part of that is because of the tourism and the hospitality sector and the amount of money that comes from sales tax that makes up for the no state income tax and makes up for the lower property taxes. But speaking of sales tax, one thing here in Nevada you will love is the fact that there is no sales tax on groceries. So your food that you need to survive every single day, there's no sales tax on that when you're here. So as a local, yeah, you do pay sales tax on other things, but you're not going to be paying it on groceries. The fifth great reason to live here in Las Vegas is that the state of Nevada in general is known for being a business-friendly environment. Okay, it's generally a more pro-business state with some of the policies and the laws in place, particularly for like LLC protections and stuff like that. So again, you know, me coming from California, if you're coming from New York, the states that are, you know, very anti-business, and you want to be the entrepreneur, you want to start a business, or you want to just bring your business here, particularly if it's online, if it's digital, if it's something you can do work from home kind of thing, where you just need your phone, a laptop, internet connection, and you're good to go. This is ultimately a pretty good place to be. Just the general overall business environment, the fact there's no state income tax here, the lower property tax if you want to own a home. I mean, there's other opportunities, especially if you have to travel. We're going to talk about that. The relatively low cost of living, we're going to talk about that. So if you're more of the entrepreneurial type or you want to bring a business here, this can be a good option for you. Reason number 6, so career opportunities. This area has seen incredible growth in the last decade or so. The Vegas Valley, man, it's been incredible to see this area grow like it has. I've just been doing social media for over 10 years. So for me to see just what's been going on since I've lived here, man, it's hard for me to even sometimes wrap my head around, the growth in the area in certain neighborhoods that are being built or, that were finished being built just a year ago that didn't exist a few years before that, like when I first moved here. So there's a ton of growth. And with that growth comes opportunity, because all the people moving here, they're going to need the services, they're going to need the jobs, they're going to need to have the employment or create jobs that other people are going to be needing. Like the commerce will always be a huge factor in people's lives. So that commerce has to take place, and there's opportunities with that if you want to move here and take advantage of those. So that's getting a job working in hospitality, working in real estate, education, finance, tech, construction, all sorts of jobs that are going to have to support this growth that is going to continue to take place here in Southern Nevada. So depending on what kind of career work you want to be in, what kind of field you want to be in, even if it's outside of something like hospitality that the area is known for, you may want to take a look, because with so much growth, you might find some opportunities in here that you didn't expect. Number 7, travel options. So one of the cool things here about Las Vegas is, we initially look at it on the map, you see it's in the desert, right? You're like, man, it kind of looks like it's out in the middle of nowhere. Well, you think about it though, I mean, this is a 4 to 8 hour drive from numerous other major cities. So, Phoenix, San Diego, LA, Salt Lake City, San Francisco. We also have, international airport here, like one of the busiest and most efficient airports in the country. Generally, flying here in and out of Las Vegas is usually pretty easy. Depending on what other experience you've had, I've flown to the south, to the east coast, to the northwest before, and I gotta say, Las Vegas airport in general is pretty easy to get in and out of for the most part. So we've got plenty of direct domestic and international flights if you need to travel just for work, to go see family, have family visit here, or just for your own fun. Number 8 is the cost of living. Now, this is something that has, of course, like pretty much all over the country, has gone up. So it is still relatively low here, okay? For a metro area this big, it is relatively low. It's a little bit higher than like the Phoenix area, but it's definitely cheaper than, San Diego, Los Angeles, San Francisco Bay Area, and places like that. So, it's relatively low. It's not, super cheap, I would say, compared to these other major cities. But, for what you're getting here, for what you have in the amenities and stuff like that we're going to talk about, for what you're paying, I still think it's a pretty good ratio. Reason 9, best of both worlds when you live here. I'm talking about living more of the city life and more of the rural life. Now, the city of Las Vegas, when you're in the downtown area within the city limits, is it going to be just like being in San Francisco or Seattle or, downtown Los Angeles or something like that, like in New York, right? No, it's going to be different, okay? It is different, but you have some of that city life, but you also still have some of the rural life here, because for decades, really up until probably about the 80s or so, the Vegas area is very much a cowboy town. Lots and lots of ranches, and you can still find horse properties here in the Las Vegas area. People do live on horse properties, people do have ranches, people especially on the more outskirts of the area do have homes that are a little bit farther out where they've got several acres of land, and you can live that rural life, but you're still close to the action if you want to be, right? And if you want to be in downtown, you want to be near the strip, you want to be right in the heart of the action, you can do that as well. So the traffic here too, when it comes to that city versus rural life, it's not as bad as compared to other big cities, okay? Not as bad as I will say like a Los Angeles or the Bay Area or something like that. So you'll have some of that kind of traffic, but you're not gonna have what you would in a lot of other major cities. Part of that is because the Vegas area is much younger. This is a much younger city, a much younger area than lots of East Coast cities that are more crowded and congested, or even some cities out west like your San Francisco. Smaller, crowded, congested. With Vegas being younger, actually, we have the benefit of a much better infrastructure to handle the growth that is taking place here. 10th reason, this is one that a lot of you are going to like, and a lot of people think about this when they're here in Vegas, is the entertainment and the amenities and all just the fun options you have for things to do here. And Vegas is known for being a 24-hour town. Now, since COVID, certain things that used to be open 24 hours, like, lots of restaurants and stuff like that are not. But generally speaking, how many places are gonna have more 24-hour options in here? Like, okay, that's what Vegas was largely built on. That's largely what it still is today. So, I mean, when it comes to, dining options, having a diverse food scene, entertainment, right? I mean, we have luxury, we got some of the best hotels, spas, shows, restaurants, and things like that across the world. Now you have professional sports teams here, so you have professional sports entertainment as well. So you have so many things you can do with that if you want, but then you also have stuff that you can do in the outdoor life. So if you like Lake Mead, you want to go out on the lake, you want to go hiking in Mount Charleston or at Red Rock or Valley of Fire, like that combination of outdoor life, party scene if you want, you can do them both in the same day here in Vegas. Like that's one of the things that's cool about this place, and it makes it unique. You have that balance between like the city life if you want all the action, but also kind of more the quiet life. If you want to come out here on your own with your spouse, with the kids, with the family, and do fun stuff like this, it's just more of the residential kind of life. You get to choose which one you want, and you have both for whenever you want either one. Reason 11, local discounts. This is something I did not know about until after I moved here, when I found out that like locals get all sorts of stuff either for free or discounted, and I was not familiar with that before I moved here. So, like free entry to nightclubs on industry night, 50% off meals at some places, or discounted show tickets, 20% off, 30% off, buy one, get one, room discounts, drink discounts. There's so many things that just like, they give all these different offers to locals on the strip for, just different attractions, 15% off certain rides, maybe 20% off spas and things like that. Like, there's so much that locals get as discounts that I did not expect when I first moved here. So I'm like, this is pretty cool. I don't know that too many other places do that. I think if you live in another tourist area, like if you're in Anaheim or if you're in Orlando, yes, they give locals discounts for like those touristy areas. But here in Vegas, man, it's pretty great. And that'll lead me perfectly into reason number 12, just talking about the fact it's a unique lifestyle in a unique place here. So there's plenty of people here that obviously work in hospitality. You hear some crazy stories that people have to share, whether they work in hospitality today or even worked decades ago, whether they were a bellman, a doorman, a security guard, a front desk agent, a housekeeper. Like, you get to hear some cool stuff just because of, the economy here, and just because of the fact that it's such a big tourism and hospitality place, and the fact that Vegas is sold as this anything goes place, makes for some cool stories for locals to share among themselves. Other things that are different here that's unique, I remember all the times, especially the first year or two I lived here, hearing coworkers talking about like the sports picks they would make before they went to work. Because coming from California, moving here from the Bay Area, like you didn't hear a lot of people talking about like, the gambling they would do. But a lot of people here, it's just, something they do several times a week. They have a local casino, local gaming bar they like to go to and play a little bit. And it's just a fairly regular part of their life. So things like that definitely make the Las Vegas area a unique place to live compared to anywhere else in the country. And last but not least, number 13, the culture. Okay, one of the things I really like about here is it's very much a live and let live culture here in Nevada. The foundation of this state is largely libertarian. So that's one of the big reasons that you sometimes will see Nevada ranked as like one of the top libertarian states in the country, because basically the principle is you can do essentially whatever you want as long as you're not harming someone else. So, certain things where people may be more critical, in other places, not such a big deal here. I mean, we got, strip clubs galore here, right? There's so many people that work in the strip club scene or the club scene. We have legalized prostitution out in the rural parts of the state and things like that. So, I mean, and that's been, I forgot how long it's been legal here. Obviously, the gambling as well, right? I mean, Nevada, was way ahead as far as legalization of gambling, in this country before other places have now, it's become more common and more legalized. But I mean, those sorts of things, just like, that's a huge part of the foundation of the culture here in the state of Nevada and in Las Vegas. So a lot of it's like, hey, do what you want, but you're responsible for what you do. You're personally responsible. So, if you want to go blow all your money at the casino, you can, if you want to, but you can also take all your money and go save it or invest it and do something else with it. So if you want to go, put it all in black at the roulette wheel, you can. If you want to take advantage of some more business-friendly laws here, build a business, build a company, you're willing to make the sacrifices it takes to do that, you can have either one of those if you want. And I think that's the beauty of it, is you get to choose what you want. Whichever route you go, whatever results you're gonna get, those are ultimately yours, and you get to own those. That's my wrap up for you guys here. Signing off from Craig Ranch Regional Park in North Las Vegas. Remember, link is down below to fill out the form if you're looking to buy a home here in the Vegas area, whether you're going to be living in it yourself or treating it as an investment property. A realtor will get in touch with you and will help guide you through the entire process from there. I appreciate all of you watching. I am Jacob. This is My Life in Vegas.